This is Susan Hudson. On April 1st, 2013, she thought it would be a good idea to kill her husband as an April Fool's prank. Luckily, she didn't kill anyone. She just tried to trick her sister into thinking that she killed her husband, but this would backfire very, very heavily.
I said, Helen, I shot my husband. I'm cleaning up the mess. Let's go bury him in Blackwood.
But where the story takes a dark turn is when one of her family members calls the cops.
Sister Helen called another family member. Somebody called 911.
And next thing I knew, there was law everywhere. The response was excellent.
The police had their guns drawn at Susan Hudson.
Kingsport police staged outside of Hudson's pastel yellow house, guns drawn as they prepared themselves for a bloody murder scene.
And it wasn't until police saw her husband in unmurdered condition that they found out it was a prank. That was just one of the many stories that we're going to be taking a look at today. April 1st, otherwise known as April Fool's Day, is a special day celebrated in many countries, where people play harmless pranks on each other. But these are people who took the pranks way too far. At the end of March 2008, Glenn Howlett, who was an employee at the London City Council, decided to go on a vacation. Glenn Howlett was working on a major project which was due in a few days after he came back from the vacation, which was already putting him at stress. Then his coworkers decided to play a prank on him. They decided to change the deadline to April 1st. Since the London City Council is a government building, the employees used government papers to really make sure that it looked real. Glenn Howlett started working on the project immediately, but the only way he was going to finish is if he worked 24/7 on the project. But instead of dealing with that much stress, Glenn Howlett decided to retire from his job. It wasn't until he retired that his coworkers told him it was all a prank. Then Glenn Howlett decided to sue for damages, but this story does have a happy ending, as he won $1.5 million in the case and was able to retire early. April 1st, 2014. This is Angela Timmons, and she works at the Virginia College. For her April Fool's prank, she decided to text her daughter that she heard gunshots.
54-year-old Virginia College employee Angela Timmons decided to play a little April Fool's Day joke on her daughter. So she texted her during the day that she heard shots fired at work. Yes, a human being was actually stupid enough to think that a prank shooting was a good joke.
Her daughter, who didn't know it was a prank, called 911 and Angela Timmons was charged with disturbing a school. April 1st, 2001. A local FM radio DJ said that there will be a full Titanic replica at the cliffs of Beachy Head, England. Hundreds of people came to see the Titanic replica, but obviously there was no Titanic replica. There was so much people on the cliff that the ground began to crack and later on fell down, but luckily everyone was already gone by that time and nobody was injured. Everyone should have just listened to Susan from the first story.
Be careful on the April Fool's jokes.